When you're ready to cut the interfacing for your bucket hat, you're going to receive a piece of interfacing that is approximately 12 by 20 inches. The first thing you need to do is just take your brim piece. You're going to measure how tall it is. Okay, it's almost 8 inches. So you're going to take your fabric and along the 20-inch line, you're just going to measure down 8 inches and fold it right on that 8-inch mark. Once you get it folded, you're going to take your pattern piece, and notice it's kind of deceptive because it says place on the fold, but then you're used to the grain line arrow being bent at both ends. It's a little bit different on this pattern. Just be aware of that. So with this on the fold, I like to save my pattern pieces, so instead of just cutting around it right now, I'm going to use this pattern piece again. So I'm going to take one of my markers and just draw right around my pattern piece. And once you get this drawn on, then you can move the pattern piece and cut it out. Let me just draw on my pattern piece. And you can use any type of marker that you'd like, and you don't even need to use a fabric marking pencil because we're going to be cutting it down. You can just use your regular pencil. It would be just fine too. Or a pen, anything you'd like to use. Once you've got that marked, you'll take it off and you'll just use your rotary cutter. Be careful not to cut any of this other area because we're going to be using it. And we're just going to trim right around where we've traced. You're always using nice sliding motions as you cut away from you. My blade might not have been totally sharp. Once you get that piece cut out, then you're going to move this side down and you're going to trace the crown top. Now in your pattern, it doesn't even tell you that you have to interface this. I did interface mine, so you can choose if you want to cut out this piece or if you want to just do the brim. That is the only piece that it called for in the pattern to be interfaced. However, if you look at my sample, it does have interfacing on all 3 of the pieces that I'm going to show you here. Okay, so you're going to cut out that piece with your rotary cutter. And you can either cut right on the line that you traced, or we do need to cut this down in order to iron it on to our fabric. So if you'd like, you could actually go 1/8 of an inch, and I'll do it over here so you can see how much I'm cutting off, 1/8 of an inch less than what you traced on. And that way it'll be ready to iron on your fabric right away. You can do that with each of your pieces. And I will finish doing that with this one later. The next one you're going to cut out is your crown side. Now this one is the one that the pattern called for lining. I'm going to measure again. Okay, it's about, I'm going to say 6.5 inches. So I'll just measure this, 6.5 inches, fold it, and that is where I'm going to place this on the fold and do the same steps. Trace around the outside. Make sure that you have it folded on the grain line. Trace around the outside. Make sure that I don't move. You can pin this if you need to. It's such a small piece that I can actually reach with my fingers to trace around that. then, making sure it stays folded, I'm going to again cut it down. This time I'm going to cut it down that 1/8 of an inch. So you can choose how you want to do it. If you're worried about you didn't draw it accurately or you can't cut an 1/8 of an inch accurately, then just cut on the line and then you can cut it down later. But I'm just going to go ahead, cut down. I didn't quite get an 1/8 of an inch there. You want to make sure you get an 1/8 of an inch so that you can fit it on your fabric. Now I have my 3 pieces. You don't have to have all 3 pieces, but I have my 3 pieces all cut out. Okay, that's it for the pieces you need to interface.